has great control. One of 3 pitchers for Clarinda, 1 ball and 1 strike. McKenna Schrader, the leadoff hitter for Atlantic. Nobody on and 1 out. 1-0 Cardinals. We're in the top of the third. Atlantic at the plate. 1-1. Swung on, fouled straight back. Schrader, nice job. Sontag on deck, as we mentioned before. She has started hitting the ball up to 300 coming in. She ground out her first time up. Schrader, a right-handed batter against righty Mallory Woods. 1-2 the count. Here in the top of the third inning. Here's the sign and the 1-2 offering. Swung on, tap right back where it came from. The comebacker to Woods. She fires over the first. And Wagner there to make the squeeze. 2 up and 2 down. And Mallory Woods is now retired 5 straight. Well, here comes McKenna Sontag. Looking to get something to go with 2 down here at the top of the third inning.
McKenna Sontag.
1-0 Cardinals. Lila Wiederstein on deck. She has 1 of 2 hits for Atlantic. Wiederstein and Dylan Ball. Woods throwing strikes, forcing the Trojans to ground out. Zatov had good contact. The 8th in the lineup had a line drive to Woolsey at third. So Sontag will stand in, hitting 300 coming in. 12 of 71 now in the season, 7 doubles. A couple of home runs for McKenna as of late, too. Pitch outside for Ball, 1-0. McKenna RBI number 8 over the weekend. 21 of 71 we mentioned. She's played all 25 of 26 games. Went on a mission trip, I think, early in the season, huh? Or was that during the spring?
That was during the spring.
Yeah, during the spring.
Went to El Salvador.
Oh, man.
She got an awakening, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I bet.
Just a great trip for her and kind of seen the other side of life.
1-1 the count to McKenna, the senior, lone senior in this team. Nobody on, 2 down. We're at the top of the third. Cardinals up 1-0. Woods brings it. Swung on, a little blooper down the right side. The catch made by Nelson, the second baseman, coming over to make the grab. 3 up and 3 down. We talked about Kirchhoff. How about Woods? She is on a roll as well.
You bet.
Back in a minute. Atlantic coming to bat, or Cardinals coming to bat in the bottom of the third inning.
First Windy Bank is the longest-standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Windy Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
Roger Warren, 1-0 Cardinals. We go the bottom half of the third, Clarinda's side, facing a Trojan pitcher, Zoe Kirchhoff, who struck out 4 straight. 9-1-2 to bat. I got to say hello to Richie Anderson, listening, watching back home. So hello, Richie. Thank you for the text message, and hope you enjoy the broadcast. 1-0 Cardinals. Here is Kaylee Smith, the batter, hitting .351 in that 9th spot. Ball is popped up, out of play, 0-1. I wasn't sure where that went, but I was thinking I might get a headache there for a minute.
Well,
but
we got to be careful where we're at.
We were right to the right of home plate. Roger's got the camera there just to the right side, ground level, so maybe not the best view, but you do the best you can. And different scenarios. Pitches low and in. The count is 1-1. We'll have the Atlantic Red Oak baseball game tomorrow night at Atlantic. Pregame at 7:15. We'll first pitch at 7:30. Atlantic softball team will host Red Oak in a doubleheader. 1-1 the count to Kaylee Smith, the leadoff batter. Here in the bottom of the third, here's the pitch. A hot shot up the middle, base hit for Smith. And the Cardinals get their first hit of the game, and they break Kirchhoff's 4 straight strikeouts. So Kaylee Smith with a hit in the 9th spot for Clarinda. She's aboard.
Did you say she had a 390 something?
351.
Well, I'll tell you what, sometimes coaches put a good hitter at the end of the order, and then you got a bunch of good hitters together.
Well, look at her line here, Roger. She has 18 RBI, coming in. She just hit her 18th single of the year. She's 18 of 58 on the season. So, yeah, that's a good point. Is she running for herself, or do we have her?
Number 17, Riley Maher.
Riley Maher will stand in for Clarinda. Popped up to Schroeder at third, her first time up. 1 on, nobody down for Clarinda, 1-0. Cardinals, here's the pitch. Maher pops it up. Shallow center. Back goes McClaren. The shortstop makes the catch just behind second base in the green. 1 down.
Well, the Sun didn't have to battle the sun. That's half the battle right there.
Nice job by McClaren, and Kirchhoff is forced to leadoff batter Riley Maher to pop up both times. Stevie Wilmus.
Number 14, Stevie Wilmus.
Wilmus scored the only run of the game so far. She was hit by a pitch, stole second, and went to third on an error and home on an error. The pitch, but third base side, scooped by Schroeder, fires the first for the out. Great job by Schroeder, room service, just because she charged the ball hopper. She was reading that all the way.
I'll tell you what, she was coming in hard, fielded it clean, and got to play.
So the sacrifice is made, but the out by Wilmus on a 5-3. On to second base goes Smith. 2 down, Annika Price, the batter, walked to his left at first back in the first inning. 1-0 Cardinals. We're in the Clarinda side of the third inning. Smith at second base. Kirchhoff gets set. Here's the pitch on the way. That's a strike outside corner. 0-1 the count. Kirchhoff, a veteran pitcher for the Trojans. 7-5 coming in. She has 56 strikeouts with those 4 she has tonight.
Right.
Its second is Smith. 2 down. 0-1 the count. 1-0 Cardinals. Here's the pitch on the way. Fastball misses in to Price, the third hitter in the lineup for the Cardinals. Price hitting 297, 23 RBI. And that leads the team. She's been hit by a pitch 5 times. That's second in the conference. So, I don't know. That's is there something about that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is there an art to that?
Just get in the way, I guess.
Yes. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and ripped to right center. Base hit. That'll drive home a run. Racing for home is Smith at a double for Price. And an RBI. And
that
the
was
Cardinals,
a good solid hit.
Yes, it was. Went to right center field. The Cardinals up 2-0 with a 2-out double by Annika Price. Driving home Kaylee Smith. And the Cardinals with Woolsey at the plate. Popped up to the catcher, Knuth. Back in the first inning. 2-0 Cardinals, 1 on and 2 down and 1 in. The pitch. Swung on and fouled straight back on a nice cut by Woolsey. Right-handed batter. Woolsey hitting .319 on the season. She struck out just 14 times. Walked 5. Hit by a pitch a couple of times. Runner at second base. That's Price. No balls and a strike to Woolsey here in the bottom half of the third inning. Here's the 0-1. Changeup comes in for a strike.
And he gets it to
I
him.
love that pitch.
Just
Pulled the string. Kirchhoff, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 batter hit. Cardinals 2 runs on 2 hits. 0-2. Swung on and ripped foul of the first base dugout. 0-2 the count. 2 down. Maher popped up to McClaren, the shortstop. Wilmus with a sac bunt after Kaylee Smith led off with a single, and she's across the plate home. Price, the RBI double, is second. 0-2 the count to Woolsey. Here's the pitch on the way. Swung on and fought off to first. Satoff gobbles it up, and she'll step on the bag. And that'll be it for the Cardinals. Satoff has a 98% field percentage coming in. That's 5th in the conference. She's a sure-handed first base person.
Yep.
Well, Woolsey grounds out to first unassisted. And a run across. We're through 3. Clarinda, 2. Atlantic, nothing. Back.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
Up 2-0. They scored 1 run in the first, 1 run in the third on 2 hits. Big hits. Single by Smith to lead off the inning. Annika Price had an RBI double to drive her home in the 2-0 game. Well, broadcast brought to you by Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, a hometown bank for hometown people. Member FDIC, Roger Warren.
Well, they took a little break here. The umpires told them to take a break, everybody get water. I mean, yeah, it's warm out here. Stuffy and stuff like that. We're starting the top of the 4th. Not a bad idea. I know they do that during the football season when it's like this to start the year out. So,
well, the umpires need a break too.
Well, maybe that's for them. That's why they call it.
I don't blame them.
Yeah, I don't blame them at all.
Don't blame it at all. We see beautiful night down south here in extreme southwest Iowa. Clarinda, just about 10 miles from the Missouri border.
Yep.
As we look to the north, this field faces the northeast, and we look to the north, we can see thunderheads up in that
but it's as
country.
Clear as crystal right now.
Man, it's beautiful down here. Top of the 4th inning, Atlantic down 2-0. Lila Witterstein, a cleanup hitter, will step in. Lila hitting .515 before the game, and she is 1 for 1 with a single. And Mallory Woods will go to work against this hot-hitting junior. Top of the 4th. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. Lila Witterstein, 6 home runs of the year. That's 5th in the Hawkeye 10. Hitting over .515 with that single to back in the first inning. She was left. Here's the 1-0. That's a strikeout, 1-1 to Witterstein. You look at her line, 24 RBI. That leads the team. Nope, that's second to Kirchhoff at 33.
Right.
Still, she's 35 of 68. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Base hit up the middle. Witterstein 2 for 2. And running a little bit better there down the line.
You noticed it too. I mean, there used to be a limp there, and now it's just she's got speed anyway.
I think they're doing a good job of bringing her back gradually.
Yep.
Witterstein with a single, and she'll stay at first base. She's got great speed when she's 100%. So a leadoff single for Witterstein. Here comes Zoe Kirchhoff at the plate for Atlantic. Zoe hitting .413. Kirchhoff, 33 RBI, leads the team. 1 on and nobody down. Cardinals up 2-0. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The pitch swung on and popped up.
She wanted that one bad.
I know it. That was floating in big. It looked like a pumpkin to her. Witterstein at first base. Leadoff hit for the junior catcher, who's a DH tonight. Mallory Woods had 7 straight putouts. A swing and a blooper to left field. That's going to drop in for a bow. What a catch! What a catch! I called it too soon. I thought that was going to come in.
Oh, she made a hell of a play.
Oh, Stevie Wilmus from left field. That's as good as you'll see.
Absolutely.
An all-state catch from left field. Stevie Wilmus, I didn't think anybody was going to get to that blooper, and she came flying in and a diving catch forward.
Yep.
I've been there and done that. That is the hardest catch you can make.
Yep.
What a catch by Wilmus. One out. Here's the pitch on the way to Dylan Ball. There goes Wiederstein. Throw to second. Not in time. Wiederstein with a stolen bag. She's at second for the Trojans. Dylan Ball with a single. Left at third base. Back in the second. 2-0 Cardinals. Atlantic batting at the top of the fourth. 1 on and 1 out. And a beautiful play by Wilmus in left field. She got a few high fives.
She deserved that one.
Dylan Ball, the freshman, right-handed batter against the righty Mallory Woods. 1-0 the count. At second is Wiederstein with that stolen base. She has 2 of them tonight. That's swung on and fouled off the fist against the backstop.
Well, Wiederstein was standing on second when the ball hit the glove.
Yeah.
Wiederstein goes, oops, better get going.
Yeah, but I mean, I didn't think that was going to, thank you. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Dylan Ball, the batter. Wiederstein at second base. Atlantic needs a run. They're down 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on a tapper up the middle. That's trouble. Charging is Nelson. Fires the first. Gets the out. Wiederstein to third. So 4-3. Here comes McLaren. 1 on and 2 down for Atlantic.
Now to bat, number 15.
Just got to find a hole for some of these things. Clarinda's doing a great job of scooping it up and taking care of business.
Fade McLaren at the plate, a rod-headed hitter. 1 on and 2 down, 2-0 Cardinals for the top of the fourth. Wiederstein, the runner at third base. Woods goes to work, he'll wing it in. Outside for a ball, count 1-0. Woods, Smith, the battery, Wagner at first, Ellie Nelson at second, Annika Price at short, Janessa Woolsey at third, Wilmus in left, Maddie Cole in center, Maher in right. 1-0 the count to McLaren. Here it is. That's a strike, outside corner. Woods has pitched a shutout so far. Atlantic has picked up 3 hits. 1 error on the Cardinals here early on. We're the top of the fourth, 2-0. Clarinda on their home field. 1-1. Swung on a tapper to third, charging Woolsey. She'll fire to first, gets the out. No runs for Atlantic, but they got a leadoff hit by Wiederstein, and she was left at third base. We go to the bottom half of the fourth, and the Trojans down 2-0 to the Cardinals. We're back in a minute on 95.7 FM, and our line.
At Outfitters Plus in Atlantic, you'll find all the latest in custom apparel and headwear. Head to Outfitters and work with the design pros to make your customized tees, team apparel, and personalized swag for your business a reality. Whether it's fan apparel for your high school or youth sports teams, your business, or you just want to make something your own, you'll have everyone saying, "Where'd you get that?" Don't forget, Outfitters will also add your group store online to make ordering a breeze. Get personalized at Outfitters Plus Outlet Store in Atlantic. Stop by today.
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065 or visit swita.com to schedule your ride.
Welcome back to Clarinda Broadcast, brought to you in part by Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, the hometown bank for hometown people, member FDIC, and Greg Young Automotive, a group in Atlantic. They go the extra mile for you. Olson's BP, great food, Godfather's Pizza, and quality BP fuel that keep you going company. Olson's BP in Atlantic. Addison Wagner at the plate, swings and pops it up to lead off the bottom of the fourth inning. Peyton McLaren is there to make the grab. 1 pitch and 1 out, 2-0 Cardinals. Wagner, Nelson, Woods to bat for Clarinda in their side of the fourth. The Cardinals have a 2-0 advantage. They scored a run in the first inning. Wilmus hit by a pitch, stole second. Went to third on an error and scored on an error. And then Annika Price had a RBI double to third to drive home Kaylee Smith, who led off the frame with a hit. Those the 2 runs. Here's the pitch, swung on and fouled straight back. Ellie Nelson, the second baseman for the Cardinals at the plate. Good softball game, Roger.
Absolutely.
2 of the top teams in the Hawkeye 10. Creston undefeated in the conference. Then you've got Atlantic and Clarinda, Lewis Central playing well. Here's the 0-1 offering coming in. Swung on, popped up, down the right side, and that is out of play to Ellie Nelson. And Kirchhoff works ahead. Had some struggles the first inning. Hit a batter, walked a batter, and after that, is pitched really well.
Really well. I mean, got a couple of hits, but, you're making them hit the ball, so just play defense.
She had 4 straight strikeouts at one point. Here's the 0-2. High for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ellie Nelson. Struck out her first time up. A .342 hitter. 13 of 39 after that strikeout of the first inning. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kirchhoff. The side. Here's the pitch coming. That's a cold strike 3. Nice pitch by Kirchhoff. And she got Nelson looking. That's her second straight on Nelson. The 5th strikeout for Kirchhoff. 2 up and 2 down for Clarinda here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mallory Woods will step in. She was caught swinging for strike 3. Woods, the 7th hitter in the lineup for Clarinda. The pitcher for the Cardinals hitting .255 coming in. The pitch swung on, a rip up the middle, base hit. Nice play, center fielder Schrader.
Yeah, excellent job. Scoop it up, get it to an infielder.
3rd hit for the Cardinals. A 2-out single for Mallory Woods. She'll be run for. I believe it'll be Hadley Miller, the sophomore. Hadley Miller will run. Maddie Cole at the plate. She was caught looking. Strikeout back in the 2nd. So Cole, a right-handed batter, the 8th hitter in the lineup. So Miller, the runner. The sophomore for Clement at first base for Woods will go back to the dugout, get a breather before she steps back in the circle. 2-0 Cardinals. 1 on and 2 down. That pitch is swung on and straight back. Nice job by Cole. Good swing. Kirchhoff is allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. A couple of Trojan errors. Cole struck out her first time up. 1 on and 2 down. Bottom of 4th inning. Cole, lefty. The pitch. High for a ball. 1-1 the count. Zoe, a junior, been playing at this level since 8th grade. Having a terrific year hitting the ball as well. 1-1 pitch, change up, is a strike. 1 and 2, that one just floats in. It pulls the string on that. Yeah. That's like a yo-yo.
Yep.
You spun a yo-yo, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh, all the time. I know what you're talking about.
You know, what do you call that? They're going to walking the dog. But
walking the dog is one of them.
Walking the dog, yeah.
The cradle, just stuff like that.
1-2, swung on, tapper to short. Peyton McLaren has it, rifles the first. Satoff with a stretch, and that'll be it for the Cardinals here in the 4th inning. They got a hit, but the Trojans retire. The nice play by McLaren to Satoff. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We're through 4 complete. We're moving right along. And the Cardinals with a 2-0 lead. Back in 1 minute on 95.7 FM on our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com, TV, YouTube, subscribe.
At Seed Pros,
Gas prices got you down? Need a ride to work or the grocery store? There's public transportation for everyone in Southwest Iowa. SWITA offers taxi service in Atlantic, Glenwood, Harlan, Missouri Valley, Red Oak, and Shenandoah. $2.50 each way or $2 for seniors 60 years and older. Just call 1-800-842-8065 or visit swita.com.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Ready to go, the top of the 5th inning. 2-0 Cardinals.
I tell you what, we're rolling right along here, Tom.
Yeah, it's good softball.
Absolutely.
2 really good pitchers, and defenses are solid. That's why they're leaders in the Hawkeye 10. Brad Knight, the head coach for Clarinda. Terry Hensman, longtime head coach for Atlantic. Clarinda won the league last year. Here's the pitch coming in. That's a strike. Cardinals had 33 wins a year ago. Atlantic had 27. They met 3 times. Clarinda won in that regional semifinal right here.
Yep.
0-1 pitch, tap, foul. Schroeder, Satoff, Knuth, 7, 8, 9 for the Trojans here at the top of the 5th. Atlantic with 1, 2, 3 hits. Cardinals with 3 hits, but they had a timely hit by Annika Price. RBI doubled back in the 3rd. They scored on an error back in the 1st. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle. That's a base hit. Claire Schroeder with a single up the middle. Atlantic has her leadoff here aboard. Top of the 5th inning, as Schroeder 1 for 2, Roger Warren.
Well, now they got to do something with it. Well, just like, Wiederstein got on twice, and we can't bring her home. So
Atlantic has left the runner 3 out of the 4 innings.
Yeah.
Satoff, the batter. Atlantic with 4 hits. 2-0 Cardinals. Jill Satoff, the batter. She made good contact. Line to 3rd. She'll bunt foul. She rocketed that ball to 3rd base. Woolsey was right there to make the catch. Keep in mind, I looked at the some numbers here for Clarinda, and the Cardinals are missing Jersey Knight, the senior, with the broken hand.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, what an athlete she is.
Oh, yeah, tremendous athlete.
Volleyball, basketball, track, and
softball. All 4 years. She does it all.
0-1. There's a line drive up the middle. Satoff with a base hit, and Atlantic with 2 on. And nobody down here in the top of the 5th inning, Roger Warren.
Well, that time they got it by the pitcher. She about snagged it, but got somebody out there.
What a great start for Atlantic here at the top of the 5th. They're down 2-0.
Like they say, ducks on the pond.
Tying run at first base for Olivia Knuth, the 9th hitter in the Trojan lineup. Well, Satoff made great contact the first time up right at Woolsey. This time she found the green. Here's the pitch. But right back where it came from. Well, the play made by Woods. Fires to first.
That was perfect.
Runners both advance on Knuth's bunt. On a 1-3. Now Schroeder at 3rd. Satoff at 2nd. First base is open with 1 out. And your batter's McKenna Schrader. Coach Hensman talking to Mr. Wax there, who was a former coach at Riverside for years.
Oh, it's good.
We're going to have a runner
for Jillian.
So runner for Jillian. Atlantic with 2 on. Abigail Anderson will be the runner for Atlantic at second base.
Number 7, McKenna Schrader.
Schrader, the batter for the Trojans, with 2 on and 1 out. 2-0 Cardinals with the top of the 5th.
Just put the ball in play.
Schrader, a right-handed batter. Mallory Woods in the circle, eyes the glove. The pitch. Outside for a ball. Again, Schrader showed bunt.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got first base open. She lays a good bunt down first baseline. You're going to score a run. She might even get there with a good bunt.
Trojans have a runner at 3rd base. That's Schroeder. Anderson running for Satoff at 2nd. Here's the 1-0. Showed bunt, pulled back 2-0. First base open, and really, I don't think Woods is going to throw anything big here because no force.
No, you got first base open, but
and I think that's largely why Hensman's having her bunt, possibly. 2-0 the count. The pitch. Miss slow and away. Now it's 3-0. On deck is McKenna Sontag. She's made contact both times. Ground out and a pop-up. Schrader flew out to center and ground out. 3-0 the count. First base open. Schroeder at 3rd. Anderson at 2nd. 1 out. 3-0. Oops, strike cold off the knees. 3-1.
Yep, nod.
3 balls and a strike to Schrader.
The strike zone gets a whole lot bigger when it's 3-0. I tell you that. Trust me.
Schrader hitting .395. 3-1 pitch, a tapper to short. Bobbled! Trojans get a run! The Trojans get a run. The ball was bobbled at short. Schroeder scores for Atlantic. Anderson to 3rd. Schrader reaches on an error. Now the tying run at 3rd base, 2-1. Cardinals 2-0 lead shrinks to a 1-run lead, Roger Warren. And that was a tough play
was.
for Price. It's short. She had to go to her left, but still it's an error. It wasn't hit that terribly hard, but she had to show some range. But Atlantic has a runner at first, a runner at third, and now we're going to have Satoff run back. She's going to take her spot back at third.
Yeah.
Bat number 1, McKenna Sontag.
McKenna Sontag, the batter. 2 on and 1 out, and 1 in. Do you squeeze here? Do you lay it down? Try to tie the game with 1 out? Or do you swing away? Woods in the circle, 2-1 Cardinals. Atlantic with a run on 2 hits here in the 5th. The pitch. Sontag showed bunt. Schrader scoots to second. Stolen base for Schrader. Now first base open again. Runners at second and third.
Well, I can see, yes, but you got to lay a good bunt down. You're sacrificing yourself for the run.
The pitch. Outside for a ball. 1-1 the count. To Sontag hitting 300 coming in, 0 for 2. Again, a ground out of the pop-up. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 on and 1 out, 2-1 Cardinals. Atlantic with a run here in the 5th. The pitch. Swung on, fouled off. 1 and 2. Woods has gone the distance for Clarinda. Trojans side of the 5th inning. Atlantic left a runner in the 1st, a runner in the 2nd, a runner in the 4th. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, swung on, tap foul. Sontag is hanging in there.
Well, that was her pitch. She wanted that one.
Yep, is right there at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike, and a big crowd here in this Hawkeye 10 Conference softball showdown between 2 of the conference bests. 1-2 the count. Satoff at third. Here's the pitch. There's a high fly ball right center. It's going to score a run regardless. Catch is made by Cole. Here comes Satoff, and we're tied at 2-2. Good job by McKenna Sontag. A sac fly to center field.
A little bit better contact. She might have popped that one out.
We're tied at 2-2 on Sontag's sac fly and RBI. What a job of hitting. And that's the 9th RBI for Sontag of the year. And the Trojans have a runner at third. That's Schrader. The batter's Wiederstein. Pitch is a strike, 0-1. Atlantic has scored 2 runs in the frame on 2 hits. Sac fly by Sontag ties it, 2-2. Wiederstein 2 for 2, 2 singles. Here's the pitch, low for a ball. Woods is going to be very careful here.
I don't think I'd pitch her anything good. I'd almost put her on. Be real honest with you.
Wiederstein hitting .515 coming in. She has 37 hits and 70 at-bats. Here's the pitch. Swung on, a high fly ball, deep center. Back, and gone. It's gone. Home run for Lila Wiederstein. Atlantic up 4-2.
What did I tell you?
You called
this thing. Put her on. You don't bat 500 for nothing.
A 2-run homer for Lila Wiederstein. And Atlantic scores their 4th run of the frame. Schrader comes home on the home run by Lila Wiederstein.
Yeah, she contacted that one better than McKenna.
Man.
It was gone.
26 RBI for the junior. That's her 7th home run of the season. She was tied for 5th in the Hawkeye 10 with 6.
Now to bat number 3.
That'll move her up. Kirchhoff, the batter, the pitcher, watching her offense support her in the top of the 5th. Atlantic at 4-2, just like that. I wasn't sure when that went off the bat where it was going to go. But it just kept drifting and going.
Let's play. We got these headphones on and it still sounded good.
It did. Kirchhoff at the plate, pitches high for a ball. 1-0 the count. Wiederstein with her 7th home run of the year. Drives home run number 25 and 26. Zoe Kirchhoff leads. Whoop, there's a fly ball right side. That's going to drift to the right fielder. Caught. by Maher, and that'll be it for the Trojans. What an inning, though. Atlantic makes some hay. Kirchhoff flies out to right, but the Trojans score 4 runs on 3 hits. The loudest was Wiederstein's 2-run homer with 2 down here at the top of the 5th. 4-2 Atlantic lead. We go the bottom half. Don't go away. We've got a good one here.
Stein delivers more new genetics faster. Our focus on delivering higher yielding genetics faster than the competition is why we have released more new Enlist E3 lines in the past 5 years than any other seed company. For elite genetics paired with simple, flexible, and effective weed control, plant Stein Enlist E3 soybeans. Stein has yield. 45 years of yield. Learn more at steinseed.com.
Get ready for a fresh start at Greg Young Atlantic. Our Greg Young Fresh Start program helps you hit the road with confidence, overcome credit challenges with personalized financing, and a wide selection of great vehicles. Visit us today to find your brand new Chevy, GMC, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, or Ram, or check out our huge pre-owned selection at GregYoungAtlantic.com and GregYoungCDJRAtlantic.com. And to apply. Don't miss out on this incredible offer. Here at Greg Young, we go the extra mile for you.
To Clarinda, Atlantic explodes for 4 runs in the top of this frame. We're the 5th, and they lead 4-2. What an inning for Atlantic.
But I just step up and play defense, so you just keep pitching the game you're pitching.
Number 12, Kaylee Smith.
Kaylee Smith will step in. She singled her last time up for Clarinda.
No extra bases and no free passes.
Smith hitting .351 of the year. The pitch. Swung on, popped up.
That's playable.
Playable for Satoff. At first coming in, it makes the grab.
Yeah, that's first baseman's catch because she's coming in on it. You're going to see that a whole lot better.
Well, you know, what I mean, of course, you can see on the video, but the deal with Knuth was she was getting down the line as well.
Yeah, she was. But
you're right.
But the ball's actually going away from Knuth, which is going to be a tougher play. You know, that's where the first baseman's got to call you off.
Bottom of the 5th. Smith pops up, 1 out. Maher, the leadoff batter at the plate, watches one whiz by her eyes. The count is 1-0. Maher popped up twice. Once to third, once to short. Atlantic up 4-2. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Clarinda's side. Maher, right-handed hitter. Batting .377. 1-0. Swung on. That's popped up down the third base side. Just hits the top of the dugout.
Now, I'm looking at that. She's on the left side of the base, Tommy. You said right-handed hitter.
Oh, yeah, no, she's, my bad. Yeah, left side. You know, I think, didn't we have a hitter that went left and then right once this year?
Carlisle did that.
Yes.
Yeah, they did that all the time.
Yes. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, swung on off the handle. The left-sided hitter fouls it off.
Yeah, because the Carlisle guy, he'd if you got a person on first base, he'd line him up on the left side so they couldn't see the throw, or just odds and ends like that.
It all of a sudden goes to the right side.
Yep.
1-2. Kirchhoff works ahead of Riley Maher, the left-handed batter.
I think this one's going to be a changeup.
We'll see. Here's the 1-2 offering coming in. Fastball, that's outside. 2-2 the count.
That was a good pitch.
That was a fastball. Now we'll see if she comes back with a change, but I have a feeling it's going to be a heater here.
Yeah, yep.
2-2 the count to Maher, and then Wilmus. Atlantic up 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Fastball hit high, left center.
Caught.
Coming in is this Schrader, and she had a good jump on it. Makes the catch. Schrader had that all the way from center field. And Kirchhoff retires the first 2 Cardinal batters. Atlantic up 4-2. We're in the Cardinal side of the 5th inning, the bottom half of the 5th. Clarinda led 2-0 all the way until this 5th inning. And then the Trojans scored 4 runs on 3 hits and a 2-run homer by Wiederstein. The batter is Wilmus. Hit by a pitch and scored. Pitch is low for a ball. Sack bunt in the 3rd. 1 ball and no strikes. Kirchhoff with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, and a hit batter. And that was Wilmus. 1-0 the count to Wilmus. Second hitter of the Cardinal lineup for the bottom half of the 5th inning. 2 down is Kirchhoff. Wheels, deals. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to third. Knocked down by Schroeder. Fires to first. Saitoff the squeeze. 3 up and 3 down for the Cardinals.
That was sent over there with authority. Holy buckets.
She was like mad at the ball.
Yes,
and, or mad at Saitoff, one of the two.
No, I doubt that.
She rifled that to first. 3 up and 3 down for the Cardinals. We go to the 6th. Atlantic with a 4-2 lead. Back in a minute, 95.7 FM. And our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com.
At Oak Point Wealth Management, we're embracing new changes to better serve you. As an independent wealth manager, I'm excited to partner with LPL Financial, bringing you comprehensive tools and resources backed by personalized service and dynamic technology. My focus remains on helping you achieve your financial goals with integrity and care. Visit oakpointwealth.com or call me, Erin Friend, at 712-207-3521 to learn more.
Visit www.oakpointwealth.com, 712-207-3521 to learn more about how Oak Point Wealth Management can help you pursue your financial goals.
Atlantic Ag and Auto, your locally owned CarQuest Auto Parts store, is seeking help to fill a part-time or possibly full-time position. While experience in retail parts is preferred, it is not a deal breaker. The ideal candidate should have entry-level computer skills and be comfortable working with the public and having some fun while doing it. If you have excellent customer service skills, a valid driver's license, and a history of reliability, we would like to hear from you. Atlantic Ag and Auto is an equal opportunity employer located at 716 West 7th Street here in Atlantic.
Hawkeye 10 and some non-conference. Riverside at Shenandoah, non-conference. Wick, Hawkeye 10 conference game. Atlantic up 4-2. We're in the 6th. That pitch to ball is fouled straight back. Clarinda ranks 7th in 3A. Lewis Central at Sioux City East. Sioux City East will come to Atlantic and play in a doubleheader later on. Kemper at Crescent for a double. Glenwood at St. Albert. Harlan at TJ. And Red Oak at Glenwood. They played at noon, by the way. Fly ball right side. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Dylan Ball with a blue single down the right side. No man's land.
Yeah, it's actually exactly no man's land.
So 2 singles for Ball. She's 2 for 3. And the Trojans have their leadoff hitter aboard at the top of the 6th with a 4-2 lead. Bade McLaren will step in, a sac bunt, and ground out in the 4th. Bade, the shortstop, a right-handed batter. Here's the pitch, butt fouled straight back. Well, the Trojans had all 4 runs come across last inning. Schroeder lit off with a single and scored. Saitoff a single and scored. Knuth had a sac bunt. McKenna Schrader had reached on an error, scored on Sontag's fly ball, and then Wiederstein had a 2-run homer. 0-1 is the count. Ball at first, pitch. Showed bunt. And there's a ball. I guess she got it pulled back in time.
She pulled.
So a lot going on. A lot of these makeup games tonight as well. Atlantic missed the doubleheader on Monday against St. Albert. They're going to play that the 5th, I believe.
That's what you told me.
And
one of the things about the bunt, I guess what I was always taught. Okay.
So 1-1 the count.
No, he called it.
Well, now Coach Hinsman coming to talk to Mr. Wax here. She squared to bunt.
Right, but to look down the first baseline, she offered. I guess I can buy it, but
okay. 0-2 the count to McLaren. 1 on, nobody down. Dylan Ball with that leadoff single.
You got to hold that bat still.
Okay.
I mean, if you're not going to go after it.
Lining up 4-2. Here's the pitch. Changeup misses away. Smith throws the mask off, thinking maybe Ball might go, and didn't. Dylan Ball 2 for 3, stands at first. 4-2 Trojans with those 4 runs in the 5th to take the lead. They were down 2-0 with the Cardinals scoring a run in the 1st and a run in the 3rd. 1-2. Swung on, ripped to left field. That's going to be caught by the left fielder, Stevie Wilmus.
She got that. All of that one.
Man, I kind of
directly at her.
My voice jumped on that. I apologize, but I thought that thing was going to roll. But yeah, Wilmus there to make the catch. A line drive to Wilmus.
Well, she got good contact on that baby.
1 on and 1 out for Atlantic. Top of the 6th inning. Trojans up 4-2. Claire Schroeder, who singled, and that 4-run 5th is at the plate. The pitch swung on, a good rip by Schroeder. Ball at first will come back. 1 on and 1 out. 4-2 Trojans. Scored 4 runs on 3 hits in the 5th. Atlantic has 6 hits in the game. Dylan Ball 2 of the 6. Wiederstein 2 hits as well. 1 big loud home run. 0-1 the count to Schroeder. And the pitch is on the way. Here it is. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Sub-state baseball brackets came out. Atlantic will face Harlan in the first round, July 11th at Harlan. First round sub-state play. We'll have the game. 0-2. Change up, lifted high to right. Maher coming over, back, and makes the grab. And now there's 2 down. His ball will have to go back to first base.
Well, they're taking him back to the fence.
Boy. Schroeder's got some power. She hit one dead center of the weekend at Fort Dodge.
Absolutely. That ended the game.
A walk-off homer.
Yep.
Claire Schroeder with 1 home run on the year, and that was that one at Fort Dodge tournament. Atlantic up 4-2. They got 2 down, 1 on. Satoff swings and taps to third. Scoop by Woolsey. Rockets to first. Woolsey's got a great arm. 5-3, and that'll be it for the Trojans.
Well, I tell you what, they're making contact with that softball, and that it's going to find a hole sometime.
Trojans no runs on 1 hit and no errors by the Cardinals. And Atlantic leaves 1. We're through 5.5. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. Atlantic with a 4-2 lead. Back in a minute on 95.7 FM and our live video stream, WesternIowaToday.com.
Hey there, this is Tanner from your Atlantic Hy-Vee, and I've got some exciting news to share. Thanks to your feedback, we're currently rated the friendliest Hy-Vee in the entire company. That's a huge honor, and on behalf of the whole team, thank you to everyone who's taken time to share their thoughts. Did you know you can leave feedback too? Just check the link on the bottom of your Hy-Vee receipt or in your email after a purchase. Whether it's a compliment or constructive criticism, I love reading our surveys and making sure we're always improving. And as always, thank you for shopping your Atlantic Hy-Vee.
When you're on the go, it's all about convenience. Add fantastic food, beverages, plus BP superior fuels, and you have Olson's BP in Atlantic. From sunup to sundown, we're the Keep You Going store. From our loaded breakfast burritos and Bunker Dunker donuts to our delicious Champs chicken and pizza to go, we have the food you crave. Don't forget the cold beer in the beer cave. Stop in and fill her up. There's always something you need at Olson's BP, the Keep You Going store, 2nd and Locust in Atlantic.
Cardinals down 4-2. Clarinda batting on their side of the 6th inning. Here's the pitch coming, rolls in for a ball. Well, the Trojans with the 4-run 5th. That was big. Coach Hinsman talked about timely hits.
You bet.
And and that's what happened the 4th.
They got to shut them down here. That way they've got a 2-run cushion going into the 7th.
Annika Price at the plate. The count is 1-0. There's the pitch. Swung on. Popped up right side. Coming over is Dylan Ball and can't get to it.
I couldn't tell. Was it out of play?
I don't know if it went out of play because I couldn't see through the third base dugout.
Yeah, that's right.
I just watched the umpires. Price, the batter, officially 1 for 1 RBI double back in the 3rd, and she walked in the 1st. 1-1 the count. Kirchhoff has gone the distance from the bottom of the 6th. Atlantic at 4-2. Here's the pitch to Price on the way. High for a ball, 2-1. Price, the 3rd hitter in the Cardinal lineup, hitting .297. 19 of 64, 23 RBI. Leads the team. 2-1. Swung on down the right side, and that is foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go back to that sub-state, Roger Warren and Atlantic playing Clarinda baseball tonight. We'll have the Atlantic Red Oak baseball game tomorrow night. Bishop Heelan, 18-5, the number 1 seed, playing Greene County first round. Denison Sleswig and Glenwood at the top of the bracket. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Price. Change up, rip to left, base hit. Madison McLaren will run it down and fire in to shortstop. Her second base person, McKenna Sontag, and a big leadoff single for Price.
Well, she sat back on that changeup and waited for it to come in and then drilled it.
Number 41, Janessa
We'll go back to that sub-state. Bishop, Greene County, Jenison and Glenwood in the top bracket. Bottom side, Harlan Atlantic and Creston and Clark. That's how it lines up for that sub-state coming up in July 11th, that released. 1 on and 1 out, a single. That pitch is swung on and fouled back. Got a play. Lining up 4-2. We're in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Tell you what, Price had a good night. She's 2 for 2 with a walk. Woolsey, the batter, 0 for 2. A couple of ground balls. 1 on, nobody down for the Cardinals here in the bottom half of the 6th. And Kirchhoff taking a little too much time for Woolsey's satisfaction. Now she's back in. Wagner on deck. 0-1, high for a ball. Nice save by Knuth. Look like Spider-Man there, Roger Warren.
Yeah. She made sure of that one.
She's not very tall in stature either.
No, nope.
Able to get up and snag that from saving a wild pitch. 1-1 the count. Woolsey at the plate, a right-handed batter. Price at first. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A beauty by Kirchhoff. That one was whizzing in. You can hear it sizzling in.
Yeah.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Price at first. Nobody down for Clarinda, bottom of the 6th. They need 2 to tie here. Atlantic up 4-2. Here's the pitch on the way to Woolsey. Swing and fouled straight back. Barely got a piece of that.
She got a piece of it.
Just got one of those threads on that softball to stay alive. Otherwise, it is strikeout. Woolsey, a right-handed hitter, hitting .319 of the year. Price at first. Here's the 1-2. Outside for a ball, 2-2 the count.
Good-looking pitch.
Well, it was.
Chase, yeah.
And Kirkland, after the first inning, when she hit a batter and walked one, she has been steady. Eddie.
Correct.
Cardinals have scored 2 runs on 3 hits. Atlantic 4 runs and 7 hits. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Woolsey, righty against righty here. Price at first. Here it is. Swung on and fouled straight back. Good at bat for Woolsey. She's the cleanup hitter for the Cardinals. No home runs, no triples. She has 6 two-baggers and 16 singles, 22 of 69.
As I was watching the College World Series, I said, what's the longest at-bat and how many foul balls? And when we get done with here.
2 twos fouled back, continue.
Okay.
I want to hear this.
The bat took 15 minutes.
Oh,
and it was 22 foul balls. And they finally ground out to the first baseman.
Wow.
That's a college world record, or a college.
15 minutes.
The bat took 15 minutes.
My goodness. Here's a 2-2 pitch coming in, swung on, popped up, and that's out of play. That's a lot. 22 foul balls.
22 foul balls.
Of course, they were probably thrown back in, so they wouldn't be lost. I was going to say, that was an expensive at bat, too.
Well, yeah, I mean, but keep in mind in college and the pros, as soon as the balls hit or played, they get rid of it.
2-2 offering. High for a ball. I think that was supposed to be a change. Got away from Zoe. Yep. Count is full of 3-2. I love these messages. Richie, he's an LSU fan. Yeah, they want it.
Yep.
And he's making sure we all know it. Here's the 3-2 pitch coming. Ball 4. The Cardinals have the tying run at first. Second walk by Kirchhoff. Wagner, the batter, 0 for 2. Struck out, popped up. So the runner at second is Attica Price. She led off the inning with a single. Woolsey draws the walk and a good at bat. Knuth going out to talk to her junior, Zoe Kirchhoff. Tying run at first. Price at second. Woolsey at first. Here's Wagner, the fifth hitter in the lineup for the Cardinals. Addison hitting .303, 12 RBI, 1 home run, 19 singles. She came in with 20 hits, 20 of 66. She's now 20 of 68. Here's the pitch with nobody down. Fastball is called a strike.
I thought that was a strike.
Yep, 0-1 the count.
We're sitting over here to the side of it.
Just a little bit to the side. 2-1, nobody down. Bottom half of the sixth, Atlantic up 4-2, but the Cardinals threatening here with Price and Woolsey on the base pass. 0-1, low for a ball. 1-1 the count. Well, you get to that point late in the ball game, and you don't, as a pitcher, you don't want to make a mistake, but then too, you still got to throw strikes. It's no different than the first 5 innings of the game. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way by Kirchhoff. That's a nice pitch. Strike called, 1-2. A beauty by Zoe. Hit that corner of the inside edge. Price hits second base. Woolsey at first. Wagner struck out and popped up. She had trips to plate in the first inning and the fourth. Atlantic up 4-2, but 2-1 and nobody down for Clarinda. The pitch, swing and a miss. Knuth bobbled the ball, and that allows 2 runs to advance. Now there's 1 out. So 2 big advancements there for Clarinda. Price rolls to third.
Now to bat, number 8, Ellie Nelson.
And Woolsey goes to second. Strikeout for Kirchhoff, number 6. Here's Ellie Nelson. She struck out both times at the plate. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 and 1 out. 4-2 Atlantic. Cardinals threatening. The pitch high and away. Mallory Woods on deck. She's 1 for 2. Had a single to back in the 5th inning. And she was left on the base pass. Cardinals scored a run in the first, a run in the third. Atlantic with 4 runs in the 5th inning to take that 4-2 lead. But that lead is in jeopardy here. Here's the 1-0 pitch coming in. Swing and a miss. Boy, would a strikeout be big here.
Huge.
2-1.
Well, you just keep firing strikes.
1-1 the count to Ellie Nelson. 6th hitter in the lineup. Nelson hitting .342, so a good clip for Ellie, the second base person for the Cardinals. 1-1, rolls in. 2 balls and a strike. Atlantic a doubleheader with Red Oak tomorrow. I'm sure McLaren, and you might even see Lamp throw a little bit tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you got doubleheader, that's right.
Doubleheader. And Zoe's gone the distance here. 2 balls and a strike. Ellie Nelson stands back in with 2 on. The runners at second and third. The pitch. A bunt popped up, caught. Throw to third, not in time. Check that. Whoa. Nice throw to third. The runner able to get back, but what a play by the Trojans. It was popped up and caught.
Yeah, she popped it up, she caught it. Umpire was right on that third base throw.
Boy.
She seen it and got back and got her hand on the bag.
That was popped up. The catcher, Knuth, made the catch. Rifle down to third base. Stuck in the glove of Schroeder, but Price able to get back. Boy, that's a big out. Here's Woods. Pitch coming. Strike cold. Outside corner of the knees. Bottom of the 6th inning. 2 on, 2 outs for the Cardinals. Atlantic up 4-2. Wagner struck out. Nelson popped up. The last 2 batters for Kirchhoff after there were 2 on and nobody down. First base is open. Woods struck out and hit a single back in the 4th inning. Mallory Woods, a right-handed batter, standing in with 2 on. A big opportunity to help herself as well. Mallory Woods with 20 RBI in the season, hitting .255. 0-1, high for a ball, 1-1 the count. On deck is Maddie Cole. She struck out looking and ground out. Kirchhoff will be careful here with first base open. 2 down against a good hitter. Here's the 1-1 offering on the way. That's a strike at the knees. Now the count is 1-2. Boy, this will be big if Zoe Kirchhoff can get out of this with 2-1 and nobody down. And the tying run has been setting at second base here for the last couple of batters. Lining up 4-2. Here's the 1-2. Swung on and hit down the right side, and that is going to be a base hit. That's going to tie the game. 4-4 ball game. Mallory Woods with a slice down the right side, right in front of the right fielder Dylan Ball. And the Cardinals with good speed in the base paths. Price scores, and Woolsey scores, and now we're tied at 4-4. So Mallory Woods will be run for. I believe we Hadley Miller, but a 2 RBI single by the pitcher, and she's 2 for 3.
Yep.
Wow. A timely hit by Woods. 4-4 ball game, 2 runs for the Cardinals on 1 big hit here in the bottom half of the 6th.
They'll finish business here. We're fine.
Left-handed hitting Maddie Cole will step in. Here's the pitch outside for a ball. 1-0 the count, 1 on, 2 down, and 2 in. I believe that's Miller. Hadley Miller, the runner at first base for Mallory Woods, the pitcher. 1 ball, no strikes to Maddie Cole. And the pitch is on the way, rolls in, gets away. Miller goes to second. And Coach Hinsman's going to come out and have a talk with Zoe and the infield. We're tied at 4 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Maddie Cole at the plate. The count is 2-0 with 1 on and 2 down and 2 in. We'll recap. The Cardinals took a 2-0 lead with a run in the first inning, a hit batter, a walk, a couple of errors scored, Wilmus. Then Annika Price had an RBI double in the 3rd, and that put the Cardinals up 2-0. But the Trojans came to bat in the 5th inning, and they scored 4 runs in the frame. 4 runs on 3 hits, a 2-run homer by Lila Wiederstein, and that put Atlantic up 4-2. Now the Cardinals score a pair of runs here in the 6th. Tie the game at 4-4. We're in the bottom half of number 6. Maddie Cole, the batter, with 1 on and 2 down. The pitch. Fastball's a strike. Nice pitch by Kirchhoff. I don't believe her speed is let up. That was a good.
She's keeping at it. But when you start going through the order the 3rd time, they start knowing what you're pitching. Yeah. And that goes for both teams.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch swung on and missed. 2-2 the count. Hadley Miller running for Woods at second base. Price and Woolsey scored on Woods' 2 RBI single to tie it at 2-2, or 4-4 rather, with 2 runs in the 6th. 2-2 is the count. The pitch to Cole, swung on, fouled back. Maddie Cole, the 8th hitter in the Clarinda lineup, struck out looking and ground out tonight. Left-handed batter is battling, hitting .254 coming into the game this evening. Bottom of 6th, 4-4 game. Kirchhoff wheels, deals, fires, tapper to short. Peyton McLaren has it, fires to first, not in time. Infield single for Cole. Miller goes to 3rd. Smith, the batter, he's 1 for 2. 4-4 game.
Now to bat, number 12.
The lead run at 3rd for the Cardinals here in the bottom half of the 6th. Haley Smith singled back of the 3rd and scored on Price's RBI double. Popped up in the 5th inning. Miller at 3rd base, Cole at 1st. The Cardinals scored 2 runs in the frame on 3 hits. Here's the pitch, high for a ball. There goes the runner. Cole down to 2nd with stolen bag. Runners at 2nd and 3rd, 2 down. 4-4 game. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Kaylee Smith, the batter, looking to bring someone home here. The lead run at 3rd base. Smith waits. Kirchhoff gets set to throw. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, fouled straight back. Count 1-1. Madison McLaren in left field. McKenna Schrader in center. Dylan Baldwin right. Solid defense for both these teams tonight.
Yeah.
We've had a few errors, but there's some arms.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both infields. 1 ball and 1 strike. Smith. Runners at second and third. Here's the pitch coming. Swung on. Fly ball to left. Madison McLaren back, makes the catch.
All right. We got ourselves a game here, folks.
Tied at 4. Cardinals score 2 runs on 3 hits. Annika Price led off with a single. Janessa Woolsey walked. They went to second and third, and then Mallory Woods stepped in with 2 down and hit a 2 RBI single, driving home Price and Woolsey.
Okay, that was good.
Maddie Cole had a single, and Miller was left at third as well, 2 left. So the Cardinals score 2 runs in the frame on 3 hits. No errors for Atlantic, and they left a pair. We'll keep it right here, Roger Warren. We go to the top of the 7th and a new pitcher.
Yep. Gary just told us we got number 50. You got the sheet.
Addison Woods, a new arm, will step in for the Clarinda Cardinals. We'll try to pick up any other defensive changes that we may have here. Addison Woods, 2.42 ERA. A sophomore, is 6-2 on the season for Clarinda. She's pitched 37 innings so far this season, 434 pitches. Teams hit 243 against her. She's allowed 15 runs on 36 hits. She's walked 5 and struck out 20. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Coach Nice has a pretty solid pitching staff, much like Atlantic.
Yep.
With Zoe and Peyton McLaren and Bryn Lamp, who's pitched a dozen innings for the Trojans this year. And Lamp, by the way, pretty effective those 12 innings as a .58 ERA.
Yeah.
So the Trojans come to bat here in the top of the 7th.
We go 9-1-2, and I believe Corinda's going to go either 9-1-2 or 1-2-3 in the next inning. So
we'll peek ahead. You're right. No, they go 1-2-3.
Yep, 1-2-3.
Yep. Riley Maher will lead off in the bottom of the 7th. Atlantic to the plate. This is Knuth. 4-4 game, top of the 7th. Here's the pitch by Addison Wagner. It's high for a ball. Or Addison Woods, I should say, excuse me. Woods, a sophomore. So Mallory Woods is being pitched, had a nice outing. Went 6 innings. Here's a pitch. There's a line drive left field.
Oh, my God, a base hit.
How about Knuth? The ninth hitter. Knuth with a leadoff single for Atlantic in the top of the 7th. It's a 4-4 game. And she drilled that to left center.
Yes, she did.
So Schrader will stand in her 4th trip.
They got somebody running for a while. She's a catcher, so they're just a courtesy runner.
See if we can pick that up here in a moment. 1 on and nobody down for Atlantic. Top of the 7th. We're tied at 4.
To bat, number 7, McKenna Schrader.
McKenna Schrader will step in. She's due as flew out to center, ground out, reached in there and stole a base and scored on Wiederstein's 2-run homer. Atlantic has a runner at first base. Here's the pitch, a bunt shown that fouled straight back. We'll get that Trojan base runner here, and it's
number 6.
Yep, Hadley Byer is running for Atlantic. Okay. So Byer running for Olivia Knuth at first base. Schrader the batter for Atlantic, her 4th trip to the plate. The right-handed junior hitting .395 coming in. 1 on and nobody down here in the top of the 7th, 4-4. 0-1, high for a ball, 1-1 to count. Addison Woods in the circle for Mallory Woods. Byer, the runner first for Atlantic. Schrader back in, the leadoff hitter of the lineup. 1-1. Here's a pop up. That's going to drop for a base hit to left field. Atlantic has 2 on and nobody down here in the top of the 7th. Schrader with a base hit. Meyer to second. The lead run at second base is now going to talk to Coach Hinsman, the third base coach, and McKenna Sontag will step in.
Well, I'll tell you what, just knowing Hinsman, you got 2 on. He's got McKenna bunts. That puts you at 2 and 3. And then you got Wiederstein following that. Now, the bad part about that is yeah, they either way, I got a sneaking suspicion they're going to walk Lila.
But we're going to probably see a bunt here.
I'm just guessing.
Runners at first and second, nobody down. Here, the top of the 7th, 4-4 game. Sontag, the batter. Here's the pitch. She swings and pops it up.
Infield fly.
Woolsey will make the catch, but it's an automatic out. So no bunt there. A pop up to Woolsey at third. Now there's one down. But Wiederstein to bat.
Well, do you put her on and load the bases?
Oh, boy. Wiederstein is 3 for 3. Single, and a 2-run homer.
I mean, that goes against your pride, but yeah, sometimes you got to do that.
Back-to-back singles are on base. Here's the pitch to Wiederstein, high and away. 1-0 the count. The lead run at second, that's Beyer. McKinnis at first base is Schrader.
Yep.
With the single and a pop-up by McKenna Sontag. Here's Wiederstein. 1-0. Swung on a rip into left field, base hit. Here comes a runner from third. Beyer hits for home. Atlantic up 5-4. Here in the top of the 7th inning. How about Wiederstein? What a night.
I'll tell you what, she ripped that one hard.
Wiederstein with 3 RBI. She's 4 for 4. She drives home Beyer running for Knuth at second base. Schrader at third. Atlantic really in good shape as Wiederstein went to second of the throw. 2-1, 1 out, 1 in. Atlantic up 5-4 here at the top of the 7th. Zoe Kirkhoff at the plate. Here's the pitch, and a bunt is missed for a strike. That pitch was low and away by Addison Woods. How about Wiederstein? My goodness, 3 RBI, a home run, 3 singles, hitting .515 coming in. A terrific and a timely hit. 28 RBI for her now. That pitch is hit high to deep left field. Back, and it is gone. A home run.
Oh, she is going to be happy.
Oh, man, Kirkhoff.
I'll tell you what, she struggled in that first game on Saturday. That's exactly what's got to happen.
Zoe Kirkhoff with a 3-run shot. And Atlantic now bolts out to an 8-4 lead here in the top of the 7th inning.
You got to keep going. Everything's an insurance run.
Just 1 out for the Trojans, and here comes Dylan Ball. It all started with Olivia Knuth's single. McKenna Schrader followed with a single. Sontag popped it up. Wiederstein with an RBI single, and then Kirkhoff cleared the bases with a 3-run homer. Atlantic up 8-4. 4 runs on 4 hits here in the frame, and just 1 out. Here's the pitch low and away to Dylan Ball, who's 2 for 3, Singled the second, ground out in the 4th, and singled the 6th. Atlantic up 8-4. 4 runs in the frame. Trojans won the first time 4-2. Cardinals ranked 7th in 3A. The pitch high for a ball. 2-0 the count. Kirkhoff, my goodness. Left center field is where that went.
Yep.
That was her 3rd home run of the year.
Well, there was no help. It's as calm as can be outside.
Yeah. She has 36 RBI. That's
a strike.
Good pitch. Back to Kirkhoff, 36 RBI. She was 3rd in the conference with 33 coming in. And she belts a 3-run homer. Atlantic up 8-4 with the top of the 7th. Nobody on, 1 out. Pitches rolled outside, 3-1. Well, I imagine Addison Woods, that's a tough on her. Pitching in relief, and then the bomb.
Well,
then you just got to dig in, and
if it's her sister, there's the other Woods, had a bomb hit off of her too. So.
That's right. That's right. Here's a 3-1 pitch coming. High ball 4. Dylan Ball draws the walk. She's been on base 3 of the 4 trips with 2 singles. Here comes Peyton McLaren, a sac bunt of the second. A beauty it was. Ground out in the 4th and line out to left in the 6th. We're in the top of the 7th. 1 on, 1 out, 4 in. Atlantic up 8-4. Peyton McLaren, the batter. Addison Woods in the circle in relief for the Cardinals. Here's the pitch. High for a ball. There goes the runner down to second base. The throw not in time. Nice work by Dylan Ball with a stolen bag. You know, Atlantic scored 4 in the 5th and 4 in the 7th. They've scored in bunches here in the ball game.
On the shoulders of home runs.
And shoulders of home runs, you're right. Wiederstein had a 2-run bomb. Kirchhoff a 3-run bomb. 1-0 pitch rolls in for a 2-0 count. Addison Woods struggling here at the top of the 7th. 7th hitter to appear for the Trojans is McLaren. Ball at second. Via the walk, 2-0. Swung on, pop foul.
That's out. Could have hit somebody in the head.
Yeah, headache. 2 balls and a strike to McLaren. As you mentioned, Atlantic plays Red Oak tomorrow night, a doubleheader at Atlantic. Pending the weather, they're talking rain tomorrow.
Well, in the afternoon, so.
We'll have the Atlantic Red Oak baseball game tomorrow evening. 2-1, popped up, playable first base, Wagner. Now in comes second baseman Ellie Nelson. So Nelson makes the catch, there's 2 down. 8th hitter to appear. Claire Schroeder struck out, singled and scored, flew to right. Atlantic up 8-4, we're in the top of the 7th. Pre-game tomorrow night for the baseball contest with Atlantic and Red Oak at 7:15 with Coach Block. The pitch. Fastball whizzes by for the ball. High, 1-0 the count. Schroeder struck out, singled and scored and flew to right field. She was part of that 4-run 5th with a single and a run scored. 1-0, swung on, hit to left, base hit. Here comes Ball around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Ball scores and on to second base. Goes Schroeder and an RBI for Schroeder. A single and RBI, and Dylan Ball scores from second. Atlantic scores their 5th run of the frame, and they're up 9-4 here in the top of the 7th inning. What a job by the Trojans. Schroeder will run for herself, and now Satoff, the 9th hitter to appear. I believe that's Satoff.
Yeah.
The pitch on the way, low for a ball. Atlantic up 9-4. The 9th hitter Satoff to appear in the frame. Trojans have scored 4 runs of 5th. They played at 5 in the top of the 7th when the game was tied at 4-4. 1-0 the count. Addison Woods pitching in relief here. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Swung on, popped up, shallow center. In comes Cole to make the catch.
There a little too long.
They had a lot of air underneath it. Cole comes in to make the grab. Atlantic, what an inning. They send 9 to the plate. They score 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. The big one, Kirchhoff's 3-run homer. We're back in 30 seconds. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Clarinda down 9-4. We're back right after this.
At Seed Pros, our mission is to be your business partner every day of every season.
Pioneer Hybrid International was founded in Iowa back in 1926 and is still American today. Not many other seed providers can make that claim.
We partner with you to continually push the limits by combining elite seed genetics, local infield knowledge, along with customer service second to none.
We are with you from the word go. Contact Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, Nick Knudsen, or John Becker to partner with a team that puts your business needs first.
At Rolling Hills Bank and Trust, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We've been dedicated to our communities for over 35 years. From real estate and ag loans to personal and commercial banking, we offer a full range of financial services tailored to meet your needs. We believe in giving back and being involved in the communities we serve. Stop into one of our 12 convenient locations or visit us at rollinghillsbank.com.
Leave one in that frame. A wanted job of the Trojans. They've scored 9 runs on 5, 6, 8, 10, 11, 12 hits, Roger Warren.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that, it kind of plays into it, but your number 9 batter comes up and gets a single and gets on. Just kind of started everything. But now they got to take care of business because the Clarinda can do the same thing.
(9-4), Kirchhoff going the distance. Here's the pitch coming. That's a fastball for a strike. Zoe Kirchhoff in the circle. Riley Maher leading off. Stevie Wilmus and then Annika Price. 1-1 the count. 9-4 Atlantic. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch, high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Maher. 0 for 3, a couple of pop-ups and a fly ball to center. Left-handed batter for the Cardinals, 1-1. And the pitch on the way, high for a ball, 2-1. Cardinals jumped out to 2-0 lead, a run in the first, a run in the third. Atlantic played it 4 in the 5th to take a 4-2 lead. Cardinals scored 2 in the bottom half of the 6th to tie it. At 4-4, then Atlantic 5 runs at the top of this frame. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Maher, rolls in for a ball, 2-2. And you're right, Roger. Cardinals are capable. They're putting 5 runs across in a trip as well.
Like we mentioned, no free passes.
Nope.
Make them earn it.
3 balls and a strike to Maher, then Wilmus and Price. 1, 2, and 3 hitters for the Cardinals. Here's a 3-1 pitch, ball 4. Maher draws the walk. Wilmus at the plate. Hit by a pitch in the first and scored a run. Sack bunt in the third and ground out of the 5th. Wilmus a right-handed hitter, and Coach Molly O'Hara will step out and talk to her infield and Miss Kirchhoff and the gang. While she does that, we're going to take a 30-second break. We'll get an ad in here, and we're back in 30 on 95.7 FM.
At Greg Young, we don't just sell vehicles, we help you find the perfect one.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Atlantic up 9-4 with 5 runs at the top of this frame. Stevie Wilmus at the plate for Clarinda. Right-handed batter. Riley Maher, the runner at first base via the walk. 2 walks given up by Kirchhoff. 3 walks, I should say. Here's the pitch. Fastball low. And
got
a strike.
It in there.
A low strike.
Yeah.
0-1 the count. Kirchhoff had 4 straight strikeouts at one time. She has 6 for the game. Count is 0-1. The pitch swung on, tapped to short. McLaren gobbles it up. Fires to second, and over to first. They call the out at second. That was a close play.
Tagger.
Now the runner's in trouble. They get a tag, and she's out.
She turned.
She turned the wrong way in a double play.
She seen the ball go by. I'm watching the play. She seen the ball go by and then turned, and then she should have just ran.
So Wilmus had a ground ball to short. Peyton McLaren gobbled it up. Through to second. Sontag made the catch. Barely got the force.
Yeah.
Through to first base, but Wilmus had turned the wrong way, and she was tagged out. And just like that, the Trojans 1 out away from victory here in Clarinda. Annika Price at the plate. She's had a great night, 2 for 2 with a walk, a double, and a single. Atlantic up 9-4. The pitch, that's a strike of beauty. Kirchhoff has done a tremendous job here.
She's got to feel pretty good. She's got the lead, got two outs.
Yeah.
Just come after her.
And she's had some adversity, but battled out of it.
Yep.
Competed here tonight for Atlantic, 0-1 the count. Nobody on and 2 down for the Cardinals here in the bottom of the 7th, trying to close it out. Atlantic up 9-4. The pitch, there's a slicer down the right side foul. Ball going after it, made a diving try. Well, Kirchhoff maybe one pitch away. 0-2 the count to Price. Third hitter in the Cardinal lineup. We're in the bottom half of the 7th. 9-4. Atlantic with a 5-run lead.
The next 2 pitches better not be hittable.
Nobody on. Kirchhoff looks over Coach O'Hara to get the sign. Watching the dugout. I think Hinsman's adding to that too over there.
No, I bet so. Nothing good, nothing good.
Atlantic one out of way. Here's the 0-2. High for a ball. Nice stab by Olivia Knuth. They're going to change ball, I believe. Kirchhoff is going to get a new ball to throw. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Price with nobody on and 2 down here at the bottom of the 7th.
I like the way he put it in his bag because she might get it back.
1 ball, I don't know what's wrong with it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Zoe trying to close it out here. She's gone the whole way. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Kirchhoff. What a way to finish it off.
Hey, she hammered that one.
Strikeout for Zoe Kirchhoff to end the game. She retired the side eventually after Maher walked. She was forced out at second, and Stevie almost was tagged out at first. And Price strikes out to end the game. Atlantic with 5 runs in the top of the 7th inning to break a 4-4 tie to win this one by the score of 9-4. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Post-game coming up.
First Winnie Bank is the longest standing locally owned bank in Atlantic, and as such, we take pride in how we serve our community. For generations, we have been involved with our customers and their families by getting involved in community events and by supporting technology and teaching financial literacy in our schools. You'll also see our support of athletics on the scoreboards at home events. It's this involvement that allows us to know our customers and their families for generations. First Winnie Bank, the only bank you'll ever need. Member FDIC.
Have you ever heard the saying, people spend their life building wealth and neglecting their health, only to wish they could trade their wealth for better health at the end? This is Dr. Fritz Beyer, and it has now been over 30 years since my first chiropractic adjustment. I still get asked, do you get adjusted? Absolutely. I try to get adjusted at least once a month. I'm 47 now and still try to stay as active as ever. While I do get a few more aches and pains than when I was younger, it feels great to be able to step on the mat and help kids learning to wrestle. Chiropractic has helped me feel young enough to do it. If staying active is part of your future plans, call 254-BODY to get your body back to the basics.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health, neighbors caring for neighbors.
.95.7 FM, Atlantic with 5 runs at the top of the 7th inning. Wins this one 9-4 over Clarinda. 2 big hits. And we'll talk to Atlantic head coach Terry Hinsman here shortly. But what a comeback for the Trojans. They were down in this ball game 2-0 early. They tied the game up and were able to come back and score some big innings. They had 4 runs in the 5th, 5 runs in the 7th inning, and we're with Atlantic head coach Terry Hinsman, and Well, Coach, we talked about getting timely hits in our pregame show. Your team got them late in the game, and talk about the win.
I was a little nervous at the beginning because we got runners in the third and we got runners in scoring position and didn't come away with a big hit that we needed. But you leave it to Lila and Zoe, a couple of good leaders on our team, and top of the charts as far as our hitting, and they took care of that. And what a gutsy performance by Zoe in the circle. Holy cow. I mean, that was just, they're a good hitting team, and she kept them off balance. Well, she gave up a couple of little dinger hits with a solid line drive. And then Dylan almost caught the one down the line. But for the most part, we just minimized innings. That was the thing that we had to do going in. We can't give them up 5, 6, 7 runs in an inning because we can't come back from that. But we can live with a 1-run inning here and a 1-run inning there.
Talk about the big innings, though. The 4 runs in the 5th, the 5 runs in the 7th. The home Wiederstein goes 4 for 4 in the ball game. And Kirchhoff, you mentioned the big hit. It's a 3-run homer.
Yeah, honestly, that was just the bottom line is we were patient at the plate. I felt we didn't swing at pitches. We've worked all week on just staying off that garbage stuff that comes in, and especially movement pitches that are moving out of the zone. Not very many pitchers have a good backdoor curve or something that breaks into the zone, but we had to just stay off of that. And I thought our girls did a great job all night long on just being disciplined at the plate.
Yeah, Clarinda comes in ranked 7th in Class 3A. You beat them twice.
Yeah, we did.
This season, Coach.
Probably have to beat them 3 times.
You may have to in the postseason. What else can you say about the team's defense here tonight?
Well, yeah, that was another key there too. Is we didn't have a lot of errors. I think. Can't think of any off the top of my head. I'm sure there's one in there, not something, but for the most part, it just heads up play. Take Jillian's play at the very end there. The girl turns to go to second, and she realizes that she needs to tag her and get that second out. That was huge in that inning. So, we just played heads up defense. I think we've gotten to the point now. I think we talked a couple of weeks ago about making a few mistakes on bunt coverages and cut coverages and those kinds of things, and we did not do that. We haven't done that for the last, knock on wood, we haven't done that for the last couple of weeks. So, hopefully it can stay that way, and we'll look forward to a game tomorrow night against Red Oak.
Doubleheader against the Red Oak Tigers. And back to Zoe Kirchhoff, and you mentioned her resilience, going the distance. How important is that this early in the week? I guess it's midweek, but early in the schedule.
Yeah, we weren't really sure how we were going to handle it. We wanted to go with Zoe because Peyton pitched against him the last time, let him see somebody a little bit different and keep him guessing if there's a regional game coming up along the way.
Yeah.
The other thing is, she, as long as she was able to move the ball on that drop pitch, and then you saw them swing at the rise. So those are the 2 pitches that she's been going to pretty consistently throughout the course of the season, and she's had some really good success with them.
Back to Wiederstein again. Talk about her. I mean, she's been nursing injury. She comes up, goes 4 for 4, Coach.
Did she look hurt?
Nope.
No, that's just gutty right there. I mean, what do you say? I mean, she came to me before the game began, and she said, when I get on first, don't put anybody in for me. I want to steal. So I said, okay, if you think you can steal the base, go ahead. And then she ended up on third.
Yeah.
We don't get her across in that first inning, but it was like, she's probably not 100%, but
get close.
When we can get her at the plate, that's huge for us to get her at the plate. You can see that by tonight going 4 for 4 with a home run. And just the pressure she puts on the defense when she's on the bases, that's huge. So, that's having her back. But
again, Kirchhoff's 3-run homer. How big is that for her?
She's been down on her hitting a little bit, but she's hit the ball hard, and a couple of times it was right at people, or she just missed it. So we were just waiting for her to do that, and I don't know what to say, Tom. It was a heck of a hit.
You bet. Coach, congrats on the win. Thanks. And the best of luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
You bet. Terry Hensman, head coach, Atlantic Trojans, joining us on the post-game show. And Zoe Kirchhoff, we got a moment with Zoe here. And I tell you what, nice job at the circle. You battled, and then we got to talk about the home run as well. Talk about your pitching, first of all. And first inning, you hit a batter, walked a batter, but then you had 4 straight strikeouts and really got to the groove there in the ball game. And just talk about your performance, your effort in the circle tonight.
Yeah, I would have liked to start off a little bit better, but sometimes that happens. You kind of just got to ride the waves. But I think my team did a really great job at the plate and a really great job in the field, so it was easy for me to pitch with confidence when I knew that I had them behind me.
Home run, 3-run homer in the top of the 7th inning. Talk about that. What pitch did you see, and talk about the hit?
Yeah, I was struggling a little bit at the plate tonight and a little bit lately, so I definitely needed that. But I just went up there and made sure to stay confident in myself and to know what to do and just find my pitch and hit it as I could.
You walloped it. you hit that solid. What's this win, man? This win mean to this team here against a really good Clarinda team?
Yeah, this is a really big win for us. It's definitely good to go into postseason with these games coming up. Definitely able to gain some confidence. We knew they were going to be good. They're a ranked team. Last game was a tough fight just as well. So I think we just tried our best to come in here with confidence and know that we could win.
No, congratulations, Zoe. Great game.
Thank you.
You bet. Zoe Kirchhoff with a home run and pitches the win for Atlantic. Lila Wiederstein will join us. Lila Wiederstein, 4 for 4, and another home run. You had 2 over the weekend, and you came out tonight with a home run. And you're 4 for 4. Talk about your approach to the plate.
Yeah, I knew I needed to stay disciplined, especially with their pitching. They have great pitchers from Clarinda. I mean, especially coming from a ranked team in the state. I knew I needed to stay disciplined, and especially after this weekend, I built a lot of confidence up within myself, so that helped out a lot today.
Well, you didn't have to hit into the wind like you did over the weekend.
Yeah.
You hit a bullet. According to Mr. Warren, talking about that home run, you had 2 in the Fort Dodge tournament. Take us through, though, the 4 at-bats and how you come away 4 for 4.
Yeah, it's all discipline. Just swinging at the pitches that I want to swing at and not letting them just throw around me, you know.
Talk about the home run again. What pitch did you get? Did you know it was gone?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I just knew in that clutch situation that we needed a hit and we needed to get something going with the game being tied. So, yeah.
Talk about the team as now we head towards, we're getting close to July and close to postseason. Talk about this squad right now.
Yeah, it's super exciting to see the way we're playing so well together and how our pitching has come along. Yeah, Zoe did a great job tonight on the mound, especially with her defense backing her up. And at the beginning, our hits kind of struggled a little bit, but once we got to see that pitching, it really just took us a long way. So.
Lila, congrats. Great game.
Thanks.
4 for 4. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
You bet. Lila Wiederstein in the post-game show, 4 for 4, and a home run, a 2-run shot in that 4-run fifth. Well, final thoughts from Mr. Roger Warren as the Trojans come up with a big win over a really good softball team here, the Clarinda Cardinals.
Well, I'll tell you what, absolutely, it's a great win. And I'll tell you what, they hit the ball. And, like you said, you got a good Clarinda pitching, and that's one of the things I seen, over the weekend. Starting to hit the ball better, playing together. You're gonna, you get into the tournament time. It's gonna take 2-3. It's gonna take 2-3 pitchers, but you're gonna have to hit the ball. You have to put people on base, and like Coach said, you're probably gonna see these guys. There's a good chance you could see these guys again, and it just depends on where you're going to have to play them.
Postseason time would be the time. Well, Atlantic, I have them 12 hits unofficially here in the ball game. Up and down the lineup, the leadoff hitter McKenna Schrader, 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Lila Wiederstein, who we just talked to, 4 for 4, 3 singles, a 2-run homer, and she ended up with 5 RBI. 6 RBI, Roger. Check that. No. Yeah, Wiederstein, 3 RBI, 4 for 4, 3 RBI. And Zoe Kirchhoff had a 1 for 4, 3 RBI with that 3-run homer. Dylan Ball, again, she's just kind of one of those unsung heroes, kind of, I believe. And she's, 2 for 3 with a walk. Here, 2 singles. And Peyton McLaren had a nice sack bunt back in the second. For the Trojans, Claire Schroeder, she was 2 for 4. In fact, she had a single in the 5th and scored, and had a single in the 7th. 2 for 4 in the ball game. And Jill Satoff, Jillian, 1 for 4. And also Avery Knuth with a single. She was 1 for 2 in the game. Got to go back to some of those other unsung heroes. McKenna Sontag had that great sack in the 5th inning, that sack fly. That was big. It drove in a run.
Yep.
That scored a run in the 5th inning, too, to help the Trojans. Final score, Atlantic 9 and Clarinda 4 for Roger Warren. Michael Sheriff back in the studios. I'm Tom Robinson. Thanks for joining us. Tune in tomorrow night. We'll have Atlantic Roanoke baseball, and we'll start pregame at 7:15. That first pitch coming your way at 7:30. Good night from Clarinda.